I want to talk about something that happens a lot with clients. So, a client will send me a diamond that they're thinking of buying. They had an absolute fantastic experience at the jeweler's. The diamond was presented beautifully. Think it's stunning, that she'll love it, and they just want to know what I think. So, I take a look and I start comparing, and then I come back to them and tell them that I think that we can save thousands on this diamond. And of course, they come back and they say, how? Because most people don't realize that retail diamond pricing doesn't work the way that other products do. When you're shopping for a diamond, a lot of people think that it's just like, a standard product, like an iPhone. So if you're going to buy an iPhone, you can go to retailer A or you can go to retailer B, but the price is price. Maybe depending on what you're looking for, you might be able to get a small sale or a discount. Like if you're looking at last year's model, then that's going to be a little less expensive than going for the brand new iPhone that just came out. And so when you start shopping for an engagement ring and you're looking at diamonds, you walk in and you see a beautiful stone and it's priced at $18,000. A lot of the time you just assume that that's the price, but that's really not the case. So here's why. Retail price on diamonds isn't usually fixed. It's a reflection of the diamond and obviously how much the cost for that specific diamond was from the diamond cutter or wholesaler or however that retailer gets their inventory. It also depends on the retailer themselves. So what kind of overhead they have, how they're paying their sales staff, anything to do with utilities, water, property taxes, rent, all of the costs and details that go into their specific business model, what margins they've set up for their business. And I think the thing that surprises people the most, but how much negotiation room they've included in the cost of that diamond. So a lot of people assume that you have the 4Cs and the grading report of a diamond, and that is what actually determines the price. But the 4Cs and the grading report, they offer a range and a general understanding of how much you can expect a diamond to cost. So that means that you can have, for instance, a 1 carat round brilliant cut diamond G color VS1 clarity triple excellent for, let's say, like $8,000. But that doesn't mean that every diamond with those specs is going to cost $8,000. The cost may range from $7,000 to $11,000, just depending on where you're getting it and all these other details that go into figuring out the price of that stone. So you can have the same diamond, the exact same diamond, not ones that are similar, but the exact same diamond priced thousands of dollars apart at different retailers. It's based on those costs. It's based on the pricing strategies of each of those retailers, and sometimes it's based on whether or not they actually own that diamond or if it's just one that they're offering that's available on market. So there really is a lot of things that go into pricing a diamond and figuring out how much value the diamond is for you as a consumer. So naturally, after I talk to a client and say that there is room, they ask me, well, can you actually negotiate the price of a diamond? Well, short answer is usually yes, and the longer answer is it depends. So like I said, because there's so many different things that go into figuring out the price of a diamond and how a retailer is going to cost it out, the ability to negotiate or not negotiate is also dependent on all of those things. So the things that it depends on specifically would be the retailer, what kind of inventory they have, whether that diamond is owned by them, on loan by them, or just available on the market, if they have lots of other stones that are comparable to that one, if they have the ability to get lots of other stones that are comparable to that one, For instance, like if you're looking at a flawless diamond, there's going to be a lot less negotiation room on that versus getting a VS1 or a VS2 because of the rarity aspect of that specific type of diamond and the ability to not find a lot of them on the market. Um, it's also going to depend on their margins. So, a lot of retailers, well, in any industry, will have margins to, account for profit. Jewelry tends to be a little bit higher in margins than other industries across the board, but every retailer has a different markup and they have different margins that they allot to their inventory. Um, there's also demand for that specific stone would actually be a big one, kind of like with the flawless versus, a VS1 or VS2 clarity. But, if there's a big demand for a 2 carat and, 20 people want this one stone, there's not going to be a lot of negotiation room on that one diamond versus, having 21 carat diamonds in stock and, supply is a lot greater than the demand for that specific stone. So there's more negotiation room there. And a big one is relationships. So if you've got a really good relationship with your jeweler, it gives you more power as a consumer to negotiate. If you don't have a relationship or you're not able to build one or bring somebody in who can build a really good relationship, then again, that's going to reduce your negotiation power. I do want to say something really, really important here is that I don't negotiate every diamond. I also don't tell every client that they're overpaying for a diamond or going to overpay for a diamond. I have clients where they send me a diamond and I say, this is a really good diamond and the price is really fair. Buy it. But here's where expertise matters. I have a client, and like I said, he sat down with a retailer and fell in love with a diamond and wants to buy it. He had an absolute fantastic experience with the retailer. Salesperson treated him really, really well. The diamond is a 1.5 carat round brilliant. There's, no red flags about it. It's a stunning stone. So I knew that there was nothing wrong with the diamond either. But I also knew that there were comparable diamonds available on the market and that we would be able to get better pricing compared to those ones. And so there's negotiation room on this specific stone. He went back. He went back to the retailer, and with my advice, he ended up paying thousands less. Thousands. He didn't change stones. He got the exact same diamond that he was looking at before, the one that he loved, and he didn't compromise. He just wasn't the only person in the conversation who knew what that diamond was worth. So, this is really the heart of my business. A lot of people think that my job is just getting discounts on diamonds for my clients. It's not. My job is making sure that the price and the diamond match. Sometimes it's a better diamond with the same budget. Sometimes it's the same diamond with a lower budget. Sometimes it's not either of those things. And sometimes it's telling somebody that's already a really good deal. So if you're thinking, well, now I can't trust any price that I see, that's not the point either. I don't expect someone buying one engagement ring to know what I know after years in this industry. You're not supposed to. This isn't your area of expertise. The salesperson has one perspective, and you need somebody whose only job is representing yours. So if you've already found a diamond and you're wondering, is this actually a fair price? That's exactly what my ring review is for. I'll take a look at the diamond, I'll take a look at the pricing, and I'll see whether there's comparable options. And basically just let you know whether the number in front of you is actually a reflection of what you're getting.